everybody? Movie Phantom here, and it's Monday, and guess what? We're doing news. Horror news, but you may recognize this guy. It's been a long time. My good friend, El Blanto. El Blanto, thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no, believe me, it's been great. These past week, I've been having all my old guests come back on. It has been awesome, so I'm really glad you're on here. So, well, you know what? Let's get into it. He's a hair in there. That's professional right there. This is how you know it's real. Because right there. All right. First off, we got to get to some big news here. We got the sci-fi original movie. Lake Placid versus Anaconda. Now, Lake Placid is, it had a first theatrical release. The second movie, I believe, was straight to video. And then the other two were sci-fi original movies, if I'm not mistaken. Anaconda, same thing. The first two were theatrical. The next two was guys, I'm sorry. This is. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Oh, really? Well, come on. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's just. All right. I'll take care of it, okay? Okay. And that was Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie is not happy. Apparently this is trademarked right here, and we have to ask you to remove the mask. So, out there, his name's El Blanto. It's not, Michael, but I've got to take the mask off. I'm sorry. Oh, here it comes. Oh, shit!
That's bullshit, Rob Zombie.
Oh, come on! I'm gonna put the mask back on.
I didn't like that Halloween movie anyway.
We got that out of the way. Rob, there you go. The mask is off. Call the lawyers off. Prick. So anyways, we talk about Lake Placid. It has 4 in its series. And of course, Anaconda, the first 2 were theatrical. The next 2 were sci-fi original movies. But now we're bringing them together with Lake Placid versus Anaconda, sci-fi original movie here. Your thoughts? I mean, give us your thoughts on maybe each individual series, and then what are your feelings about this upcoming one right here?
Well, the first 2 in each one, they was all good.
Solid. All right.
But the rest of them suck. Why even make any more? Now you're gonna bring us in another piece of shit like this?
Oh, I'll be honest with you. All right, now let me break it up here. Lake Placid, fucking awesome. All right. Now, I have not seen, is my poster color shining through, I haven't seen 2 of them. I don't know which 2. I know anything after 1, they come together. Are they cheesy? Yes, abso-fucking-lutely. But guess what? I love sci-fi cheesy movies. And, and personally, now, if it's theatrical, I want it to be legit. I want that fucking, whatever creature's coming after me, I want it to look real. If it's on the Sci-Fi Channel, I don't. I want it to be the cheesiest looking, cartoony looking piece of shit. I want none of the actors to have any acting experience at all, except for whoever like the star, which is usually like Stephen Baldwin or Dean Cain. But yeah, I love the the cheesier the better. Anaconda, same way. I love the first Anaconda, and I think even the second Anaconda's pretty good actually. The Hunt for the Blood Orchard. Morris Chestnut, I liked him in it and everything else. After that, I caught part of the one with David Hasselhoff, and that was the sci-fi one, and it was so ridiculously cheesy. I guess with Lake Placid versus Anaconda, I'm hoping for cheese. I really am. I'm just hoping for just. I'm sure it's what we'll get.
Oh, you'll get plenty.
Get plenty of cheese. Get a helping of it right there. No storyline was announced yet, but I'm sure it's going to be. I'm sure somehow the government will genetically alter one of them. And then the other one will be, someone's pet.
Brought in to go kill it.
Exactly. Like, we gotta get rid of it, It's like, well, there's a giant, prehistoric crocodile at Lake Placid. And they're like, well, shit, go get it, And they're gonna lose a lot of men just trying to capture. And here's what I'm gonna hate. If they make us wait till the 3rd act to get these 2 to fight. I loved, one of my favorite movies, not favorite all time, but, in this genre, subgenre of cheesy sci-fi movies, was Boa versus the Python. I like Boa versus Python. My big problem was, we had to wait through the whole fucking thing to get them to fight each other. Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus, same thing. It was like, I'm like, here we go, let's do it. I want from the very beginning. I just want these 2 to fucking clash, have, Deborah Gibson come in, say something, and then more fucking fighting. But it wasn't. It was like, it wasn't until the end, and then it was just like, had to sit through, Lorenzo Lamas, fucking trying to be a scientist or something. I don't know. It was just, that's the only thing I hate. So I hope when we get Lake Placid versus Anaconda, it's a fucking smackdown from the beginning. So
you're going to have a 20-minute movie.
20,
that's all it's going to be.
And that's all I want. Right there. That's your time. All killer, no filler. Just give it to me. We're out. We're all happy.
You got to have some girls in bikinis.
Well, yeah, we definitely will. I mean, it's Sci-Fi Channel. They'll definitely have some, girls bikini. I'm sure the unrated DVD, you get some titties in there even. I mean, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. And of course, I'm just curious who like the B or C list celebrity is going to be, because they always have somebody in there. So I'm really like Bruce Boxleitner comes back, and I don't know, it'd be a good time.
Pat Morita.
Yeah, is he dead?
I don't know.
Oh my God,
well, they really be bringing him back.
Wow. Oh, that's been the last time I seen. No, that was Victor Wong. Never mind. Wait, maybe it wasn't. Who was in King Cobra?
I don't remember.
It was one of those two. I always get Pat Morita and Victor Wong confused.
Yeah.
Now, I know Victor Wong's dead. Maybe it was Victor. I can't remember now. But either way,
it was a Chinese guy.
It was a Chinese dude, an old Chinese dude who's got a little touch to him. But
some kung fu action.
But if it comes down to it, he will fuck somebody up. I mean, that's all there is to it. Unless he's in Tremors and he's gonna get killed. But 9 times out of 10, he'll fuck something up. We also had, I read this recently, and I'm not, I'm kind of curious what they're going to go with it, because I don't really know the storyline, but on Fox, they're going to be doing a new Frankenstein television series. And I'm really kind of curious how you would take that and make it into a television series. Because, I mean, typically, if you do a TV series,
it's got to play out.
Exactly, and the producers, more than anything, they want that to last a little bit. They want to make some money off it. They want to make it go 5 to 6, on up seasons. So how would you take Frankenstein and kind of...
How long before we even get to see Frankenstein?
And that's, yeah, exactly. Because the fans are going to want it at least kind of early. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you can get maybe 1 or 2 episodes by without, but, eventually you're going to be like, fucking give us the monster. We want the monster,
Here.
So, I'm really curious how they're going to play that out. What I would do is I'd do the Frankenstein monster. I didn't bring it early on. Maybe incorporate each of the sequels, the old Universal sequels. Like, maybe at some point you're bringing the bride in or whatever. And, of course, every time that, Frankenstein gets taken out at the end of the season, then, like, the sun comes
you just
out.
have him fight the whole time.
That's it. Oh, I'm into that. Yeah, and I'm like, what you do... And I'm not sure exactly, what channels have to go through or whatever, but I'm like, it should be all Universal, you would think. Bring the Wolfman in, bring Dracula in, just see where it takes us.
Isn't that called Monster Squad?
They do. I have never seen that.
Have you not seen Monster?
I know. Each episode, you start peeling a layer of the poserness off of me. It's like, oh, this guy don't know shit. He hasn't seen nothing. I had it on VHS. I think I still do have it on VHS. I've yet to pop it in. I just, but see, I'm thinking like going to old school, like, the House of Frankenstein or the House of Dracula, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, those movies. And I remember one of them I was disappointed by, but the other one, it was what I wanted. Just a fucking slam fest. We're getting into it, and I love that. So I would love to see that, hopefully. What about you? Your thoughts on the Frankenstein TV series?
I just don't see where they can go with it. Like you're saying, it just seems kind of boring and drawn out.
Repetitive almost. I mean, we've already kind of, especially at this day and age, we all know the story.
Everybody's looking for the next Walking Dead is what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Poltergeist was moved from July to May. And that's kind of and once again, I mean, it's all blockbuster season right there. I mean, that's when you want your big movies. But that's not really a movie that, they should be ashamed of. I mean, it wasn't like it got bumped to fall or even, beginning of the year, which means that, they still have hope for it and everything. What are your thoughts on the new Poltergeist anyways?
I like to see it. I'm big on the horror aspect of the ghosts.
Yes.
Love it.
Sam Rockwell playing the dad. I'm a big Sam Rockwell fan, so I'm kind of curious how that's going to go. A lot of people are angry. Here's what they're angry about. That it's going to... Because Sam Rockwell even said, like, he's going to go... It's family-friendly horror. And everybody's like, oh, it can't be that. And I'm like, well, the first one was exactly that. You know what I mean? Like,
there's all kinds of that out there.
There really is. And that's the thing. It's like, The Gate. That was another example of good old-fashioned just PG horror. I mean, there's nothing, brutal or gory about it. It was just kids open up the gates of hell and...
It doesn't have to be brutal and gory to be scary.
Or to be good. I mean, you can literally... Now, personally, I was not a fan of the first Poltergeist. And then the fact that it was family friendly and like that, it's hard for me to be sold on haunted house movies anyways. However, with this new rash of haunted house movies coming out, like Insidious, the Paranormal Activities, Sinister. I'm a fan of all these. Like it's coming back in a big way. I mean, it's already come back in a big way, and so I'm kind of hoping that they're going to take a few nods from this. I think Spielberg. I don't know if he's doing anything behind the camera on this. I hope not, because Spielberg has a tendency to really kind of put that Spielberg glow in things. Poltergeist is all about it. It's Tobe Hooper directed, supposedly, and it looks like a Spielberg movie. You can tell, like from everything. This bright lights and the soft, the music, and you're just like, it's fucking Spielberg. It has that sentimental touches to it, and that's not a bad thing. But I really want this to, if it stays, family friendly, I'm okay with that. But I want it to be a little darker and maybe even a little scarier. So I'm hoping, we'll go. But it seems like from the trailer, they're hitting all the same notes. And I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, I really am. I mean, it is an updating of the story, So, we still have the crazy clown doll, and I'm guessing trees are on top. Yeah, so I'm in. I'm freaking in. Michael, I can never pronounce this dude's name. You guys know this. I'm horrible on fucking names. Michael Bain, Michael whatever. Kyle Reese from Terminator, and of course he plays Sergeant Hicks and on Aliens. Well, as I reported last week, and of course the internet's just been fucking buzzing with this new Alien 5. He's officially part of it. He's been taking a lot of he's been doing the whole screen test. They've been doing shoots with him and everything. And I'm glad because Sigourney Weaver's already signed back on. They got him back. Hope they bring Bishop Lance Henriksen. Okay, I always butcher his last name too. I would love to see him back. I'm like, he's a cyborg. Like, why would you not bring him back? And it's like he's hung in there for he was in there for AVP. I couldn't see him coming back, or I couldn't see him not coming back. So I really hope they do get the gang back there. But the only you have trouble with, I guess, would be Newt, because she's clearly grown up now. And they're wanting this, at first, and I reported last week, before, he kind of, clarified what he said. What I said last week was whenever this dude who, District 9 Director Neil, I want to call him Blumpkin. I know that's not his name, but I'll call him Blumpkin. He was going to do it right after Aliens, and everybody was afraid like he was going to erase 3 and 4, and he said that's not the case at all. He's actually, it's going to fit in between. Obviously, Sigourney Weaver's going to look old as shit, so clearly it's going to kind of throw you out a little bit. But I didn't care either way. Like, honestly, I just want to see a new Alien movie. That's really what it comes down to for me. I just want to see a new Alien movie. And then I get the cast coming back. I'm okay. If they really wanted to just erase 3 and 4, I like 3 and 4, but at the same time, Friday the 13th does that shit all the time. Like, that's one of my favorite horror series, and Halloween, same thing. That's very disjointed all around.
Jump around, do whatever. Exactly.
So you know what? If we're getting Alien back, buddy, you can do what you want to do. It's your thing. What about you? Alien 5.
I'm looking forward to it.
Really? Oh wow.
I've been done with Alien movies for a long time.
Well, when's the last time? What was the last movie you were kind of?
Second one.
So you like the second one?
I watched the second one, and that was it. I was done with it.
Now, did you enjoy the second one, or did you?
I liked the first two.
First two, okay.
They were good. And after that.
And see, that's kind of what he's saying. He said that he wanted to do another Alien movie, but he said literally he goes the only two that he liked was the first two, and I kind of admire him for that. But the thing is, this guy as a director, he's done District 9, which was pretty good. I like District 9, but it just seems like he has yet to evolve from that. Elysium just looked horrible. This Chappie, which I'm hearing shitty things about both Elysium and Chappie, and it just looks bad. So I'm really hoping, I don't know, he doesn't fuck it up too much. But
yeah, if he goes in them directions.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like I hope the producers are there to kind of rein him in. Hey, listen, this isn't Chappie, fucker. This is an Alien movie. Bring it back.
Or even the people that's playing the parts. Hey, he wouldn't do that.
Exactly. Yeah, like Sigourney, speak up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sigourney. She kind of she bugs me a little bit, and I'll tell you why. She refused to do Alien vs. Predator, which I like Alien vs. Predator. I know a lot of people hated it, but I liked it. But she's like, I think that's ridiculous. I'm like, at what point during Alien Resurrection, whenever she's reading the scene where she falls into the pit, the nest, and there's a weird, you can call it lovemaking, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
But there's this weird thing. At what point she's like, nope, my character will do this. I don't care if it's a clone or not. Guess what? It's still her. That's okay, but Alien vs. Predator was just too stupid. No, fuck that. I'm sorry. So whenever she comes back, she's like, well, I only came back because the idea Neil had was a real good idea. I'm like, well, what's her idea of a good idea? Because apparently
a big paycheck.
I guess so. It's got to be it right there. I mean, I don't know. The alien orgy scene really, I don't know, that did me in right there. But and I like the alien resurrection, but it's just there's certain things about it that bug the shit. I mean, that's one of them right there. So, now I mean, I ain't saying I was completely oblivious to as you guys may or may not know, there's a lot of porn parodies out there. I have seen a few myself. I've yet to see any from the world of horror, though. Like, I've seen a lot of the TV shows, like This Is Not the, Bundy's, the Married Children, porn parody, or This Is Not the Brady Bunch, I've seen those. But I didn't really, I guess I wasn't, I didn't, think they wouldn't make a, horror parody, but, they have, and I guess they've done several of them recently. Well, they just dropped the newest one. Old cult classic, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Well, it's finally getting the porn parody update, I guess you can say. It's called Killer Cleavage from Outer Space.
Key word.
That's well, I'm as much as horror fans people they like that movie. It's like, who's sitting there in the whatever studio, the offices of this porn empire. I'm calling it an empire. I'm sure they got money. And they're just like, what are we going to do next? They're like, Halloween? They're like, I don't know. I'm saying Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I mean, there's so many you could do. I want to see the list. I want to see, what they've done already, because I want to see what they didn't do. I guess that's what I'm looking for. Because, what
you skip this to get to that?
Exactly, yeah. It's like Killer Clowns, and they're like, are you sure? I mean, we can do The Shining. Shining be a little awkward, I guess, because there's only 3 person. Well, Scatman Crothers can show up. And you can always have the big black dude coming in,
The 2 little girls could be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, well, yeah, you'll definitely, because the Brady's, they grew everybody up to at least 18. So, you can clearly do that, I guess. But, you know what pissed me off with the Brady's? There was no incest. And you're watching a porno, I was like, I want to see these Brady's fuck, and they didn't. Not even.
And it wouldn't even be incest.
It really wasn't. They were both just stiff, and they still kind of kept it separate. I'm like, really? I don't know. I was disappointed, but yeah.
We all know Greg was fucking Marcia anyway.
Exactly. The dad and mom wasn't banging at all.
Dad was bringing the boy. He was trying to get hold of the boys.
Is it too soon for a gay joke? Okay, sorry. He got AIDS. It's so anyways, so Killer Cleavage from Outer Space. El Blanto, I guess check it out when it comes to a Redbox or Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
So, now here's something that interests me. Now, I actually read this, this is way back when I was still doing the show, and I remember talking about then, and then I just didn't hear nothing about it at all until recently, but they are bringing back Tales from the Dark Side. Now, let me ask you, what were your thoughts on that?
I like Tales from the Dark Side.
I was a fan.
Big time.
I forget who, okay, it's the 2 guys, they wrote, I can't think their name. Alex Kirkman and Robert Orkey. They're like a Hollywood power team right now. They wrote the Star Trek movies. Oh shit, dude, they've done something else. I'm blanking. You guys can bust my balls later. I'm sorry. Anyway, but they're producing it, and then Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son, is also on board on this. And I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with that, because Joe Hill. As far as the world of graphic novels, he did a series called Lock and Key, which was fucking phenomenal. Check it out, Lock and Key. It's brilliant. But he finally got one of his movies, or his books, turned into a movie recently. He wrote that Horns. Have you seen Horns yet?
No, not seen any of it.
Check it out. Horns.
I haven't heard of this guy.
Horns, awesome. Yeah, Joe Hill. Because he didn't want him to go by Joseph King because he didn't want to be compared to his dad, so he Richard Bachman'd it, and he went ahead and just went Joe Hill, and then for a long time, no one knew that they were related. So, but he did kind of establish himself out there, and it wasn't until I guess he started getting famous enough that they started kind of researching his background. And they're like, wait a minute, you're from Maine? So Stephen King, you look like Steve. He looks like his dad too. That's the thing. He looks exactly. So right there, just red flags growing up. They're like, we know what your last name is. This hill ain't fooling anybody right now. But Tales from Dark Side, yeah, I was a big fan. In fact, I'll let you guys in. I'll get a little vulnerable for a second. I'll let you guys inside a lair, if you will, of the Phantom. The intro to that, when I was a kid, scared the shit out of me. And it actually gave me these fucked up nightmares. Because if y'all of you guys remember the intro, but it just showed like a countryside. And the voiceover would be going like, there's a world beyond our own. It's almost like the Twilight Zone thing, but instead of Twilight Zone, it was the dark side. And it just did this weird, and it looks cheesy because I watched it recently. I was like, how did that scare me? But it just did like an inverse thing, so it just like just black and white, the thing. And I don't know what it was about that. It scared shit out of me as a kid. And I used to have these nightmares, these reoccurring nightmares when I was a kid, where I'd be at my grandmother's house in the front yard, and the way the trees looked on that Tales from the Dark Side, it was in the back of her apartment. And I would, literally, something would be dragging me back there. And I'd drag me, I'd be like, I was compelled to walk back there. And the whole time I'm freaking out, I don't want to go back here. And I'm walking back there, I was going to the dark side. Scared the shit out of me. Scared the fucking shit out of me. So, yeah, that show will always kind of have a place in here because of that. Like, because it did have an impact. And it was a good show on top of that, It spawned itself a movie, and it was pretty good. I liked it, so... But yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do with it. I'm curious. Talk about new upcoming horror TV shows. That's definitely one I'll check out.
Sounds better than Frankenstein.
It really does, actually. I think you can actually do more with anthology horror than you can with the Frankenstein thing. We could be wrong. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. We'll have to wait and see. Independence Day 2.
No, sir.
Oh, shit.
Done with it already.
Oh, man. Jeff Goldblum's back, though. Come on, you gotta tell me you're at least a Jeff Goldblum fan.
I like the whole first movie, but I don't want a second one.
I don't care the second one. I'll tell you why. I feel like, you know what, the aliens, we did kill these aliens all. Like, we blew up the mothership or whatever, but like, they didn't send the entire colony to Earth to invade. When we invade another country, we don't send the entire country. No, you just send your army. Guess what? Those aliens get wiped out.
Well, but once you get beat, you don't go back to that country.
Oh no, you get vengeance, and now you're building it up, And
you got a storyline.
You got a storyline now, so now I want to see that. Like I really, I want to see like the aliens, like the alien female sitting at home, and they're just like, where's, lip lock or whatever, and they're just like, oh, they died, and then he's like, no. Load up the ships, and then it takes them for light years to even get here. So that's why it took so long for their sequel. And they're coming back, and now Jeff Goldblum's going to do his thing. And
well, it'd be a lot better if they could kill off Will Smith in this one.
Oh, well, he's not returning. Will Smith, not a fan.
That's why.
He had some of the best lines in that movie. One of my favorite scenes, and it's cheesy, but I don't care. I love it. The alien pops up out of the spaceship, and he's just like, welcome to Earth. And he fucking decks him, and I'm just like, awesome. Fucking awesome. Ship blows up. They blow up the entire fucking spaceship. Comes back down, picks up his stepson. He's like, "Didn't I promise you fireworks?" How cool is that? That's fucking.
That's
so cool.
cheesy.
Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna miss him. I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm glad we got Jeff Goldblum back. I'm a big Goldblum fan. I would love to see Will Smith come back, but apparently he was on board at one point, but then read the script. And he's like, nope, and he just pushed it over.
I was gonna say no to that. Will Smith.
He's serious now. I don't know. Man.
He is legend.
Oh, that was horrible. Well, did you see Men in Black 3?
I didn't waste my time with that.
Oh,
I don't waste my time with any Will Smith movie.
Yeah, okay. Don't front. Is there a Will Smith movie you like at all? I mean, in the entire canon of Will Smith's back catalog, is there like a movie you're like, you know what? I liked it.
Oh, there's plenty of movies, but it wasn't Will Smith.
So Will Smith wasn't a draw for you? He's like,
no.
You watched
Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the State, all right.
Gene Hackman. He did it.
Gene Hackman. What was Bad Boys?
Nah, they're not Bad Boys at all. None of them.
Shit, this got real.
Not even Martin Lawrence could save him.
Oh, man. Oh. And now, going back to Independence Day 2 real quick, the one thing I'm kind of worried about is there's some rumors going on that Bill Pullman may come back. And that was the one thing I did not like about Independence Day 1 was, once again, we talked about some of the cheesy one-liners and Will Smith knocking out an alien. I'm buying every bit of this. The one thing I did not buy was when Bill Pullman's like, I'm going back up there. I belong in the air with my men. Like, no, you don't. The president would never go back to that. I don't care if he's a war hero at one point. He's not suiting back up to go fight aliens. That's just not happening. Like, he's literally going to be like, you guys got it? All right, good. Hanging out my daughter down here. He left his daughter. On this stuff. He's not doing that. He's got shit to lose right now. And it's not like he contributed anything. I mean, it was Randy Quaid and Goldblum and Smith. Pullman did shit. Just like with the movie itself, he really didn't contribute nothing to this movie. Because Pullman's one of those actors to me that I always get confused with Bill Paxton and the other guy. Jeff Daniels. To me, they're all just so fucking... I shouldn't put Paxton. I really like Paxton. But Jeff Daniels and Bill Pullman, they're the same fucking actor. I mean, you could have really thrown Jeff Daniels in that movie and it would have been the same thing. So, I mean, I don't know. I really hope Bill Pullman will come back. I kind of hope Will Smith finally, maybe he watches this video right here. And he's like,
gets killed quick when he comes back.
No. Come back, Will. Come back. I want to see you. I want to see the Fresh Prince flying around in the spaceship again. I got to get me one of these. It's awesome. I love that. He's flying around in the spaceship. Talking about TV series before, I should probably group this a little better together, but Friday the 13th TV series now. That's been announced for a while now. Here's the odd thing about this, is it's going to TBS. TBS, whose motto is, very funny. And they're having the Friday the 13th TV series there? I would much rather see this like on, AMC, where they actually push the boundaries of television. FX, they have Sons of Anarchy. They are pushing the boundaries of what I just feel like TBS, you ain't gonna push shit there.
Yeah,
I mean,
literally.
And so this seems like now it's not completely confirmed yet, but apparently it was on the website I went to, and they're just like, it's probably on TBS, and I was just like, I don't know. I'd much rather go to CW than I would TBS. Really, I mean. CW, it's not great, but it's like, at least they're kind of pushing some boundaries. I mean, I hear great things about Supernatural, and it was birthed on the CW, so, but TBS, can you name one original TBS series that you're just like,
I can't even
I really can't either. I mean, throughout the massive blocks of like Big Bang Theory and Seinfeld, they don't really have a whole lot of original programming. Tyler Perry had a show on there, and fucking Bill Engvall. That was it, and I don't think either one of them lasted that long. So, but the Friday the 13th TV series I am kind of pumped for because, and initially they wanted to bring the father in, but I've heard now they kind of scrapped that. It's going to focus more on the mother son. Here's my thing with that though is like Frankenstein. How far are you going with it? You know what I mean? Like, are you just going to do the early years, which wouldn't be much? I mean, you just got like a retarded kid, and then he gets. He drowns, and then the mom goes. How are they going to really do this to make it different? What would you want to see out of a Friday 13th TV series?
As long as it ain't like that last one they tried to bring out. What the hell was that about?
I can't defend it. I really can't.
Yeah, nobody
as
can.
A kid, and once again, I haven't seen it in years. But I remember when I first moved into town, I got Satellite Dish, and it was on the Sci-Fi Channel. And just scrolling through, it's Friday 13th the series. I'm like.
I gotta watch this.
Shit! I'm like,
didn't you watch
this exists? How'd no one tell me about this? So I'm flipping through, and then I was like, okay, that's a couple of kids in an antique store.
Yeah.
Well, sure, it's probably set in Crystal Lake, though, right? Like, this antique store is there. That's what's going to happen. These are teenagers. We're going to go out and have some sex, and then Jason's going to come through, so I'm waiting. And now they're, like, tracking down, like, Jack the Ripper's scalpel, and I'm like, okay. Really? It's like, and I haven't seen the entire series. Maybe they do, but
there's
it's like,
a reason.
Do they make a reference at all to Jason? Like, I know, like that was the whole thing. Was like they had to like track down artifacts to the antique store. Was there an episode where it was like a hockey mask or a machete?
I didn't make it through.
I saw two. I was like, I even did. I knew it wouldn't, but I was like, well, maybe this second episode. This was an off episode. Maybe they're gonna bring maybe Jason. This. No, I didn't at all. So yeah, I'll agree with that. At least they're actually, they're focusing on Voorhees and not, an antique store. We also got the new season of Hannibal coming out. Have you been watching Hannibal at all?
Nope.
I haven't either. Once again, I'm just going to be regurgitating it, but it's like, I see the Silence of the Lambs.
And that was good enough.
I was happy with that. I get to see the second one, Hannibal, but I did watch Red Dragon, which Red Dragon was fucking awesome. In fact, I'll admit, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I prefer Red Dragon over Silence of the Lambs. I thought Silence of the Lambs was just very... By the time I watched it, it was already overhyped for me. Like, it was just like, everybody was just like, oh, this is one of the best movies ever, and it's the most thrilling thing, and there's a twist, and I'm like, alright, and I watched
didn't see a twist. I don't remember.
Well, not really a twist, but, the scene where he escapes the... I guess twist was a bad word, but, like... Yeah. I remember everybody was like so shocked that whenever like you see Hannibal Lecter on the elevator, or you think they're shooting at him and they're like, all right, it's him clearly, and then they go down there like it's not him, and then you see Hannibal Lecter like pull the face off and he's
gonna have a friend for dinner.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where I'm just like I don't know. It wasn't a bad movie. I enjoyed Silence of the Lambs, but at the same time, just kind of like. But Red Dragon fucking blew me away, and dude, I'm a big Ed Norton fan anyways. and Anthony Hopkins delivers again. So
And Ralph Fiennes.
yeah, oh yeah, the Tooth Fairy. And thing is, they're bringing that storyline now. That's why I brought this up. Was this next season they're going to focus more on that storyline, the Red Dragon storyline. The fucking dude, the Spock, not Leonard Nimoy, but from the Star
I
Trek.
couldn't tell you. If it wasn't Leonard Nimoy, he wasn't Spock.
He was also on Heroes. Zach Quintero or some shit like that. He's going to be the Red Dragon in this. So I'm kind of curious. Or the Tooth Fairy. I'm sorry, a Tooth Fairy. That was the killer's name, right? Tooth Fairy. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it.
It's been a while.
As much as I liked it, yeah, but they're busting that out right now. So I'm pumped for that. May have to go back. I mean, I now have Netflix and Hulu, so I may have to go back and actually start checking them out. So we get caught up. Hopefully they won't just be boring. I don't know. It is season 3 right now, so apparently it's doing something right. And finally, movie. It's already it was released over in the UK, and I'm not sure why it wasn't released here yet. But a movie called Clown, which was produced by Eli Roth, director of Hostel and Cabin Fever. The Green Inferno coming out soon, hopefully. The storyline is, these kids have a birthday party and the clown doesn't show up. My thing is, who the fuck hires a clown in this day and age? Like, is that still a thing? I feel like if I have a kid, I'm not getting a fucking clown for his party. Like, it's nothing against clowns like me personally, but I'm just like, really? You want a fucking clown to come here? Like, are you fucking for real? It's ridiculous. No. Play some video games. Go shoot Nerf in the back. I don't know. Do something. Go play. The clown. Well, the clown no show. So the dad goes to the attic, and I don't know if it was his clown costume or if it was just something he found. I don't know. Either way, he finds a clown outfit. He puts it on, and Dad saved the day. Everybody's like, "Oh yay! Clown was funny." Party's over. He can't take the outfit off now. Like, the wig is stuck, the nose is fucking grafted onto him, and now he's stuck in this thing. And the scene shows him, like, he takes the nose, and he decides to cut it off, and he cuts his nose. I mean, blood goes everywhere. I mean, the clown starts taking hold of him. Interesting concept. And at one point, like, his feet, because, clown shoes, his feet start actually coming through his shoes. Like, it's breaking. Oh, get a chance to check the trailer out, Clown. It looks awesome. Here's my only gripe with it is, apparently, no one else has seen Aqua Teen Hunger Force. They had an episode just like this, except it was a clown wig, and you put it on, and then you become a clown. And of course it was more comical because it's a cartoon or whatever, but it was the exact same plot. Carl can't take the clown thing off, he turns into a clown, starts like honking a horn, and it's ridiculous. His feet get really big, and yet it's like, they're ripping it off complete, like straight up ripping it off. The only thing is, they don't have is Aqua Teen running around. They don't have a giant, milkshake, fries, or a little meat wad. No, but other than that, it's a complete rip off of that. And I'm just like, has no one else noticed this? Like, has no one else commented on this? And I keep searching. No one has even found this connection yet. So I'm throwing it out there right now. Eli Roth or whoever the fuck wrote it, you ripped off Aqua Teen, and I caught you, motherfucker. So yeah, don't let it go. What about you? What do you think about Clown?
I've never even heard of it.
Oh, what about the movie Clown? You think
It sounds good.
It looks pretty good.
I've seen him running around killing a lot of little kids.
He's after kids. In fact, the trailer ends with like Chuck E. Cheese or like a Mr. Gaddy's. They got like the little play like tubes and shit. There's a ball pit at the bottom, and you crawl through the tubes and everything. He's stalking them in that, and I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
That is awesome.
And so there's a little girl, she's up ahead, and she says something like, it's okay, he's not here no more. She says something, and as she goes over, he looks back, and then he gets snatched up himself, and like the clown fucking snatches him, like out the side tubes or whatever. Looks awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I'm fucking pumped for it. So, all right, well, that's it. That's all the news we got for this week. So once again, I want to thank my guest, El Blanto. Man, come back anytime, man. You're welcome. More than welcome here. Don't bring the mask.
Okay.
Don't bring the mask. Rob Zombie was not happy. You should have heard him on there. He dropped an N-bomb. I don't get that at all. I don't know where that came from, but he dropped it. It was a little scary. So on behalf of El Blanto, I'm the Movie Phantom, and guess what? We're out of here.